In today's show, we're going to talk about Career Jail. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through, if you are watching, if you've been watching for ages, comment, say good morning. Let me know that you've been here. Drop a like, tell a friend, share it. Do something that lets me know that you've been through, okay? Try and comment. Try and be part of the community. I know there's a lot of people that watch silently, but try and get involved. Look at the state of this here. Fucking play fighting with that boy. I can't wait to go back to school. He's starting to kick my ass now. Little terror. Anyway, listen, I want to talk about Career Jail. So I want to give you a scenario. Not many people know this, but when I was 21, I joined McDonald's as part of their management scheme. I had to go through this huge interview scheme. There's like 3 or 4 different interview processes, and out of 250 applications, there was only 2 of us that were hired, and I was pretty proud of that. And despite it being McDonald's, the management opportunities were huge, and within 6 months I was acting store manager. So I was running a £5 million unit, if you like, and I had huge aspirations to want to be an operations manager for McDonald's. Great employee. What I found though, even at that young age, was that when I was in that environment, I knew that I was in the wrong place. I knew that's not what I wanted to do with my life. See, work is a funny thing, right? We spend the largest percentage of our life in a job, working. And that's cool. We have to work. That's just the way it is. We go from about 18 is to what? Probably 68 now or something like that. So that's a fucking long time to be in a career. So when I was at McDonald's, I recognised that I just did not want to be there. Like, the pay was great, I had great aspirations, none of that fucking mattered. And I dread to think where I would be today if I had started, mentally. I'd probably be somebody half the person I am today in terms of like my emotional intelligence, if you like. I think I just would have ended up caving in. But I felt similar when I worked at my local college, right? When I left the military, I was kind of in that place. I was like, this can't be fucking it for 30 years. I remember sitting there looking at a computer, looking at a piece of work that a student had produced, and it was shit. And I remember thinking, this can't be fucking it. This literally cannot be my life for the next 30 years, where I am doing this and I don't enjoy it and I don't want to do it. When I was at McDonald's, I went to the cinema to go watch a film called Black Hawk Down. Some of you might remember that. My favourite film. The moment that changed my life. Before it happened, there was an advert, a Royal Marine advert. And that Royal Marine advert was of this young lad sprinting through the fucking fields. He goes into the tunnel. He goes through the tunnel, gets his trousers snagged. Don't know if you remember it. And they're like, where is your limit? And is it here? Is it here? And he fucking breaks through, and the corporal's like, get away. And then the next thing you know, he's on a boat, camouflaged up with his green-lid looking fucking commando, and I'm like, he looks hard as nails. That's what I want to do. And then I watched Black Hawk Down, and it reinforced what I wanted to do. And I knew that my path was about to change. But I needed some courage to make that change. I needed to convince my long-term girlfriend at the time, who'd become my wife. I needed to drop a job that was paying me really well. And that night, I went back and I Googled what's the most elite force. And it wasn't the Paras. Come on. It was the Royal Marines. And I looked at it, and 14 months later, I was day 1, week 1 Royal Marines. And I took the plunge to change my life. And I might have been at an early age, guys, and I might not have had a fucking mortgage or anything like that, but we were certainly planning for a wedding. We were planning for kids. I changed the whole way that I was about to live my life. And I think if I didn't, I ended up in a career jail where I was stuck in a job where I was unhappy. Now, I see this a lot, right? There's a lot of guys who are within jobs that they are unhappy with. Work obviously dictates a lot of mental and emotional conditioning for guys, the stresses, the pressures that everyone goes through within that job role. And it's okay to have some of those stresses and pressures because, that's part and parcel of improving us and testing us. We want to be challenged. But if we don't like working in a specific environment for a specific company doing that job and you are miserable, then fuck me, what are you doing? Why are you staying in that position? And don't fucking turn around and tell me there are no jobs, because we work with up to 200 guys in our mastermind, and the fucking guys are changing their jobs left, right and centre. They're finding better jobs for themselves. The difference is they're getting off their ass to fucking do it. One of my ambassadors only got a brand new job last week, absolutely buzzing, brand new outlook on life, brand new lease of life. And I think it's important that you don't get tied down to one specific tunnel vision when it comes to your career. I think you put your own self-limit and pressures of, I've got to make sure that I'm performing, I've got to make sure that I'm earning, I've got to make sure that I'm in a job. Yes, we got to work, guys. Yes, we have to earn money. Yes, we have to live. But it doesn't stop you on the side creating a much better CV, much better prospects, networking, researching, finding out what's out there for you to be able to get a better job for you. Because without a decent job in your life, it's going to create an awful lot of misery for a fucking long time. If you are 40 years old, let's say we're all going to retire at 65 and you're in a job that's unhappy, that means for 25 years you are going to be in that job role. Are you happy about that? Is that going to help you mentally and emotionally be happy? That you spend 9 to 10 to 12 hours in that job for the next 25 years. It's like being in a marriage you don't want to be in. Okay, it's like getting a life sentence. That is like a life sentence of unhappiness. You weren't sent here. You weren't born just to make do. There are different standards that you must set yourself. Good standards, you'll get okay results. Excellent standards, you'll get good results. But when you go outstanding and you set your standards to outstanding, say, I will not fucking stand to be in a job that makes me miserable, that makes me unhappy. I refuse to live the life that is not going to allow me to embrace life, to be happy, to wake up and actually look forward to going to fucking work. And I don't mean every single day like whistling off down the path with your fucking stick and lunchbox at the end of the stick. I mean at least for a large percentage of your life you can be happy doing what you're doing, waking up and feeling fulfilled and wondering how you can push yourself. And I think it's really important to say that, guys, because, it's a difficult situation to come to terms with, that you're unhappy in your job. Like it's being unhappy in a relationship. You wouldn't stay in that, or I'd like to think you wouldn't. It's like being fat and overweight. It's an unhappy situation that you're in. You do something about it. Make it the same with your career, guys. Don't be caught in the career jail where you're fucking locked up for the next 25 years doing the shit you don't want to do, being around the dickheads you don't want to be around, and being in an environment that doesn't fulfill you or make you happy. Because guess what? The ripple effects of it are fucking probably seeping through into your family's life, and they're fucking sick of it. Take the initiative. Be proactive. Start setting the standards for yourself at outstanding, and don't allow this to continue. What are you going to do about it? And by the way, guys, I don't mean quit your job and fucking leave yourself in the shit. I mean, while you're working your job, start building up your side hustle or your networking or your CV. Start applying for other jobs. Start doing something proactive rather than fucking moaning about it. Got it? Have a good day.